This is a demo of the Blender. The Blender is a new product targeted for 2024, this year. If you're not familiar with the Bliss-Box products, this may be a little hard to follow. And this won't immediately make a whole lot of sense towards what it's doing. So I would suggest, reviewing some of the other products that are out there, get a good idea of what Bliss-Box has to offer. For those that are familiar with Bliss-Box products, this will make sense, and this isn't necessarily for everybody. So keep that in mind. This isn't something that you're interested in, then that's the case. It is targeted to be a lower cost item. There's not going to be a whole lot groundbreaking in this product. It's just combining a lot of technologies into one is what it's essentially going to be doing here. So if you look at the screen here, I'm going to go ahead and connect two devices. I'm going to connect a bridge, and I'm going to connect this Blender. On the screen now we have a Blender and a bridge. So if we open up the Blender, that's going to be the output of this device here that we're looking at. Move that onto the screen. Okay, and what it's doing is it takes this controller here. The buttons are usable and the analogs are usable, but the D-pad is not. There's no functionality from the D-pad. Over on this controller we have the D-pad, but we don't get the analogs. And we do get buttons. So what we've done is we've blended these two controllers into one. That's basically an overview of what this thing does. Now, outside of that, it can split devices into two different devices. So this is the Blender. We also have it mirroring to the bridge. So again, the same thing. This guy over here has no functionality with the analogs, but the D-pad does work. So still it's blending these two into this bridge product. So the concept of this thing is to take two controllers and combine them to one. And you can set up the mappings the way you want. Or you take one controller and split it into two. Or you take two in and mix and match and get two out. So two players can be seen as one, or one player can be seen as two. And then you have the advanced mapping abilities and things of that nature. Now, the way that this thing works is the two on the bottom here are low-level API inputs. So the only way this is going to work is if the device has low-level API output. That is a protocol Bliss-Box came up with that all their products have. And there are other products on the market that use that same technology. As time goes by, maybe we'll get to see more, so this can work with other devices. Output-wise, we have the regular USB on the right here, which will also work as low-level API if you plug it into such a device. And then the one to the left is a low-level API. The one on the left is currently connected to the bridge, and that's how the bridge is showing up and working. The one on the right is just straight USB. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. There will be a UI, so you can go in and configure this in the ways that I have mentioned. You can turn controllers on and off, mix and match mappings and things of that nature, and you should be able to save that to a file and load it at will. Once it's programmed onto the device, it'll stay that way until it's reprogrammed or cleared. You can also plug this in via USB, and there's a button to update it should that be needed. But as I mentioned, this is a pretty simple device. You don't imagine much development will take place here, and it should be targeted pretty affordably, and we'll have that hopefully released sometime this year. So thanks for watching.